All right, let's get started. All right, fam. Shout out to the universe, fam. Omar Prime Moves Adams. So I was talking to the homie Zhao Jingi earlier this morning. His real name is Zhao Jing. I just call him Zhao Jingi. And he was talking about how one of his childhood friends, ended up taking drugs and getting arrested and quitting college and just all kinds of other shit. And then he was turning around and blaming it to his parents on him, to the point where his parents were like, "Hey, don't ever come back around here. You ruined my son's life. And if I ever see you again, then I'm going to call the cops on you." Now, I just told him straight up, I said, "Look, bro, I understand you care about your friend and you want to see him, in the best light as possible. But it gets to a point where somebody has to take responsibility. You have to learn to take responsibility for your own actions. So don't even feel guilty or anything like that, because this guy actually took the time to make his own decisions and he just didn't take responsibility for it." So I told him, "Look, I just want to congratulate you for fully feeling these emotions and just really utilizing that as fuel and power, because you need to understand that a tree doesn't just magically appear. A tree was once a seed, and you have to put that seed in the ground. You have to go down. You have to go under the earth. You know what I'm saying? And take that time to really dig your roots and dig your foundation so that it's truly powerful, because they say you can only build a skyscraper as big as the foundation is deep. So when you're really growing through things, you're really just building your roots. You're building your roots, and you're gathering the nutrients from the soil and the area around you so that you can continue to actually break through. All of the trees and the plants and flowers and stuff that we've seen, they were once seeds, but they had to grow through adversity, which was that top layer of soil. Um, like, people may not even notice you. They may not even know that you exist because you're in your growing period right now. But slowly but surely, you start to see the sprouts. You start to see the leaves come out of the ground. And in order to do so, you must break through that topsoil. You must break through whatever barrier you feel like has stopped you, and you feel like has made you feel unworthy or less than whatever you want yourself to be. So whenever you just break through and you see the actual plants, the actual sprouts continue to grow, because over time you start to see the fruits. You start to bear fruits. So if you're not seeing the fruits, just ask yourself, have you broke through the topsoil yet? Key word is yet, because if you continue to grow, then it's going to happen eventually, even if that time is now. So I really just wanted to, reiterate what I said to him about the responsibility aspect, because John C. Maxwell said, look, the greatest ability to have is the ability to respond, which is also called responsibility. So just look at everything that you're growing through. I keep saying growing through because I like to tell people you can either go through things and bitch and complain about them, or you can grow through things and teach and train about them. So all of the little things that you feel maybe beating you up or making you feel less than, all, or just making you feel like you're slowing down, realize that, look, you can either bitch and complain about them and just allow them to have power over you and destroy you, or you could be like, you know what, I created this. I'm no longer a victim. See, there's a difference between a victim and a victor. A victim is somebody that just says, "Oh, woe is me. Why has this happened to me? Oh, what happened to these circumstances? Why are these obstacles just continuing to show up in my life?" And I realize they're creating obstacles. They're creating the circumstances. They're creating all the difficulties in their lives. And the beauty about self-awareness is when you realize that you've created those things, you can actually pivot and transition and become a victor. You can say, you know what, this is some shit, but I created this shit. I don't like what I created, but since I'm the creator, I can decide to just put that aside or destroy that, just eliminate that in general, and then create something epic, create something awesome, because you have that power. But if you're in the victim's mentality, you will always be a slave to circumstance. The moment you become a victor, the moment you decide to become victorious, your life just absolutely transforms. Like you'll notice subtle shifts that will create something like a ripple effect in your life. Like they say, small hinges move big doors. You have just people around you ready to see you win, ready to support you, ready to hear your story, ready to share your message. But uh, if you don't never share that, if you don't ever put that out for them, then they'll never be able to latch on to it. They'll never be able to learn and grow from it, because you were stuck in the bitching and complaining. But the moment that you snap out of it and you step up and you start teaching and training, that's when you can grow through things. And that's when you break through that topsoil. That's when you start to sprout. And over time, as you continue to sprout, people pour into you. The more you pour into others, the more they'll pour into you. Like Zig Ziglar said, he said you can get anything in your life if you help enough people get what they want in life. And that's really true. Like I've noticed that when I go out of my way to help people and make people feel good and put smiles on people's faces, that energy gets reciprocated. It's not 100%. You'll have people that disrespect you and don't appreciate you and just talk shit. But look, you need to understand that those people don't respect themselves. Those people don't love themselves. So if they don't know how to respect themselves and they don't know what respect is, you can't expect them to respect you. If they don't know love and they don't know how to love themselves, then you can't expect them to love you. So my only advice is, look, continue to grow through things. Stop going through things. Realize that you're creating your circumstances. Realize that you're creating your situation. And that's when everything changes, because you step into a position of power and you unlock all of the greatness that was inside of you all this time. There's a lot of people that may not even see this live, and they're stuck in a cage of their own creation, not realizing that they had the key the whole time. So I challenge you to take the time to go ahead and unlock the key, unlock the cage with the key of your creation, and just uncage yourself, unleash yourself. And when you start to look around and notice all these other people in their cages with their own keys in their hands, make the decision to help them turn that key, turn the lock and unlock it so that you can see the blossoming, because like the nutrients and the sunlight and the food and the water, that's all the people that you've helped. Like when you John Maxwell said it perfectly. I don't remember exactly. Look into the 5 levels of leadership. That's where I got it from. But he talked about how level 1 is positional leadership, and people follow you simply because they have to, not because they want to. And uh, they say you pretty much are given that position of leadership, that level 1 of leadership. But number 5, that's when you've transformed lives on such a deep level that people follow you not because of what you've done, but because of who you are. And realize that only the people can give you that. So you're going to have a group of people that need you. And if they never receive you, then that's simply because you were just being selfish. Uh, you know, I actually just woke up from a nap, probably finna take another one. I just want to make sure that I got this off my heart and just realize, look, become the seed. You may already be in the soil right now. You may already be in the darkness right now. Realize that all of this shit, all of this manure, all that was there to design you to just grow your roots and just create that foundation so you can break through that topsoil so you can begin to sprout, and then you can also bear fruit. And that just reminded me of one last story, and I'll let you go. There's a story about the Chinese bamboo tree where whenever you plant the seed, you have to water it every day for like 6 to 9 years before you even see the sprout. And if you miss a day, then that tree is dead. So if you miss a day watering yourself, growing yourself, nourishing yourself and the people around you, it's a wrap. So continue to do this every day. But check this out. The moment that the bamboo tree begins to sprout, within 60 to 90 days, it just shoots up to 60 feet and tall. So the question is, okay, did it take the 60 to 90 days for the bamboo tree to go 60 to 90 feet tall, or did it take that 6 to 9 years plus the 60 to 90 days? Because a lot of people, they'll cheer for you when they see the results, but in order for them to even see those results, you had to continue to water yourself. You had to continue to nurture yourself. You had to continue to dive deep. You had to continue to reach out so that you can eventually grow and you can blossom and you can become a beautiful tree that bears fruit. And what kind of fruit are you bearing? Are you bearing toxic fruit that when somebody takes a bite, they die? Or are you bearing fruit that's absolutely nutritious and just powerful that once you take that bite, your life just transitions and goes to a whole nother level? So really think about that. What kind of fruit are you bearing? That's taking it to a whole nother level. So it's like, okay, you the seed, you break through, you sprout, and you bear fruit. Did you become corrupted along the way? Did you allow circumstances and situations to sway you along the way? Or did you stand upright and did you make it to a point where everything around you is what you pictured it would be and more? Yeah, once again, shout out to Universe. Speak with now later.